Hello, hello. If you would like to see a comparison video of the Gillio B6 Appunto and the Moterm B6, then stay tuned. I have done a couple other comparison videos of different covers that have some similarities, and I figured I had B6s, so why not do a comparison of these as well? So here you see I have Gillio's Apunnto B6 Lila cover, and this is Moterm's B6, and this is in the color taupe. My brain was fogging there for a second. Okay, so let's just dive into compare and contrast between the two. So, unlike the Miyakaras, their clasps, popper clasps, however you want to say it, are not drastically different. So, as far as size, so you can see they're, pretty spot on for about the same size. The one difference that I had noted in the Miyakaras is really not a difference here either, because in Gillio's B6 Appuntos, they do wax the edges of their clasps. So you can see these are waxed edges. I'm not sure why they do that for some of their models and not for all of them. You would have to ask Gillio that, but you can see that Moterm's is waxed, and they do that on all of theirs. So, so basically the popper clasps are pretty much the same. One thing that you can note just looking at it quickly is that the B6 Appunto is definitely a little bigger than the Moterms. And so that can cause some issues depending on what book you're using. So with the Gillio B6 Appunto, it has, a lot of ample room, not only in width, but in height, which is really kind of the biggest issue. But let's line these up so you guys can see a little bit better. So, you can see, and again, it's not huge in the width, but Gillio is just a hair wider. Really, the issue here is the height. So that height really makes a big difference with the books. Now, I only have a Moterm B6. I don't have an A5, but I have had people that have A5s that were complaining some of the regular books won't fit into the covers real well. So, just kind of keep that in mind, when you're thinking about purchasing, that some books won't fit into the Moterm currently, maybe without a bit of trimming. So let's get into the cover itself. Well, actually, let's talk about the basics of the leather. Gillio has an Apunnto. This, like I said, is the color Lila, and Moterm does more of a pebbled leather. And this particular pebbled leather is actually very soft. So it's a little different than a couple of the others that I have had, but they're definitely, this is a higher end quality leather versus this. This is veg tanned. This is not, I believe these to be more of a chrome tan, so they're not going to patina or anything. Versus the veg tanned, they will definitely patina. So again, just personal preference. For me, it just depends. you know, I'm actually using this one as a cover for my journal because I watercolor and do stuff like that in it, and it doesn't bother me to use this cover for that, because if for some reason I get something on it, it actually wipes off really well, versus if I got something on this Apunnto, it would just soak right in, and that would... Okay, so getting into the inside of these, you can see a lot of similarities. The one difference that I do know with the Moterm versus the Gillio is their pockets are more horizontal versus Gillio's being more vertical. And I myself actually prefer the horizontal versus the vertical because I can get more stuff in these, and it seems a lot easier to get a card in and out of a horizontal one versus these ones sometimes are a little more difficult to get stuff in and out of. They both still work. I personally prefer the way this one is set up a little bit better. So they both have side pockets, and I've talked about this in my last video. Gillio uses this sort of like faux leather to line the inside of theirs, and Moterm uses more of like a vinyl-y material. The pockets on the B6 are this, again, it's sort of like that one's leather. Hang on. Let's get this stuff out. The very first one's leather, and then it goes to the material backed going down. Not sure, again, I really don't know why they do that, like why you would have one of them be leather and the rest of them not, but, and then it's just that vinyl-y material all the way throughout for the Moterm. So a little subtle difference there. They both will hold a Stalogy. This is not a Stalogy, but the Gillio will hold the Stalogy with a cover on cover versus the height difference in the Moterm. It will only hold the book. It won't hold the book with a cover on cover unless you really cram it in there, which I don't prefer to do, because you can see I actually tried and it sort of really messes with the leather here. So I ended up just putting a smaller book without a cover in here. On the back side, there is one noticeable difference, and that is the Moterm has no zipper pouch here. It only has the slip here and a slip here, as well as this little secretarial pocket, and then a non-elasticated pen loop. Okay, versus the Gillios, there's only one slip pocket here, but they also have a zipper pocket here and the secretarial. So, and then they have an elasticated pen loop. So that, you know, those are some subtle differences between the two companies on what they're doing there. Okay. So lastly, between the two, let's talk about price point. So the Gillio B6 in the Apunnto, standard Apunnto, no bicolor or anything like that, is $265.48 US, versus the Moterm B6, which I got this off of Amazon, was $39.99. So I will say, like, I do enjoy this particular one for my current book that I'm using in here, which is the Wonderland, which if you guys see my B6 book comparison, you will know that the Wonderland is a little bit shorter by 4 or 5 millimeters than the Stalogy, and because of that it fits in here perfectly, because this is sort of a smaller cover height wise than the Gillio. This book sort of swims around in a Gillio, and so for me this one works really well for it. This one works better in my opinion for the Stalogy than this one. That's my opinion. Leather wise, we've talked about this in the last video. It just really depends on, you know, what you're looking for. If you want something that will patina, then definitely go with the Gillio. If you want something that is basically gonna look the same color wise always, then, you know, go with the Moterm. They do also, which I forgot to mention, they do also both have two bookmarks at the bottom. Gillio does theirs in circles, finishes them with wax, like their clasp. And Moterm has unfinished edges on theirs and just sews them in little rectangles. So that is, you know, it's a subtle difference, but it's definitely a difference. So I just wanted to bring that up so that you guys could see. So thank you guys so much for watching this comparison video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Please, as I have said in all of my comparison videos, keep it cool. I don't need any ugliness about whether one is better than the other. I'm not debating that issue whatsoever. I'm just showing the differences so that you as consumers can make decisions that are best for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.